So yeah, let's just get into the week eight picks, excuse me, if I can talk correctly. So we start on Amazon Prime. We got Minnesota, your boy Sam Darnold killing it, going into LA. So who we got there?
Oh, okay. It's the Thursday night game.
Yep.
I think that favors the Rams a little bit if we're
Yeah, they're it's basically a push because it's a 3-point underdogs.
yeah. I think that with the Rams with Cooper Kupp coming back, shop window Cooper Kupp, it sounds like they want him to put on a crazy game so they can trade him for a little bit more, maybe. That seems to be
Which
cooking
is
in the
wild.
rumor mill. It's pretty wild. I don't know. I guess it's a response game for the Vikings. So how it was a tough way to lose on Sunday. We'll find out a lot about their resiliency coming into this game. If Cooper Kupp and the Rams start slicing them up early, I don't know. We could be seeing the backslide I've been predicting for the Vikings. I just think that they're the softest team that we've seen so far. And this might be the beginning of the backslide. If I got odds on it, I'd bet the Rams. If it was even, I'd probably take the Vikings.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll go with the Vikings. I do think the slide should something will come. Because like I said, I still can't believe that Darnold. Like I mean, I said to you that I knew that he'd play better. I didn't think it was gonna be this good. So
No one did.
No, I know, but I'm saying like I know, I've been super high on, number 6 down at Tampa. I'm not as high on Darnold like him. That's like him with Baker. He's not in that category for me, but he did improve a great deal from where he was. So I do think they get another one because that LA team it's not good, but they're not good because they're not helping. So I just feel like they'll lose come Thursday night. So right back to what we were just talking about. We don't have to speak more about it because I don't think that we find a way to win this game. But the first game of the 1:00 slate is the New York Football Jets coming into Gillette Stadium, where we have now won a home game since week 7 of last year against the Buffalo Bills. So I'm not gonna go elaborate on this. The Jets are gonna win this game.
I'm taking the
Like,
Pats.
oh, I love that for you, but I just
The Jets are the biggest dumpster fire in the NFL right now. I can't bet on them.
That's sure. Maybe they're top 3, but we're in there with them.
Just want to see another week of Aaron Rodgers trying to find someone to blame for his.
That would be awesome to see. But can you imagine the McAfee show Monday if they do lose? It's like, oh, we never lost to the fucking Jets when I was here.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's going to be funny to an extent. But I don't have faith that they win a game until I see it on a Monday instead of day one. I'm out. Like I already said 1-16 or 2-15. So because Jacksonville was the game to win, I thought they were going to win, and they did. They got smoked. So I'm out until they actually win a game and actually do something at home. But good. So next, this is also something we don't have to elaborate on. Ravens versus Browns. Actually, no, I'm going to elaborate on this for a quick second before I let you go. Cleveland fans, and I don't know if that audio was real or not. Fuck y'all, honestly. And once again, we know what Deshaun Watson did off the field. We know what he did, what he allegedly did, whatever. Like we know what stuff is out there. So let me preface that. Let me put that out there. For someone tearing something on the field, and for people to vehemently cheer for that shit, it's fucked up. Regardless of what you think about him outside as a person. On the field, I personally thought that was fucked up. I said to say Baltimore should win by 30. But well, I'm just like that. That's just how I'm at. But what are your thoughts on that?
I said the opposite on the PR show. I said if you're ever cheering a injury, if you're ever celebrating somebody getting hurt on a rival team or your own team because they haven't been playing good or whatever the fuck, you should be ashamed of yourself. But I'll make an exception in this one case because Deshaun Watson's such a massive piece of shit. And but also listen, I also said
I get, but that's also one. You're not a fan of the team. That's one. 2, since the stuff has come out, had that not always, that's always been your stance. So I get, what I'm saying. I just think to me on the surface, I'm like, bro, like how do you?
I don't think they were booing him because he's got sexual assault allegations.
They was helping.
No, I know, but they're not cheering his injury because he had sexual assault allegations, though. Because if he was throwing dots across the whole opening part of the season, they all would have forgot that real quick. They would have forgot that real quick. They're cheering because he got a guaranteed contract. He robbed the city of Cleveland. Yeah. He came in there like a bank robber, and then he played the worst at the quarterback position in the whole league by a lot for 4 weeks. So
Yeah. I mean,
You
what if
know?
the irony of that whole scenario was that he was 15 and 17 for 130 at that moment. He was actually playing the best he played in weeks, and then he got hurt. So I was like, damn,
But
like
that wasn't gonna
that's
last. That wasn't gonna last.
yeah, right. But I'm saying, but the fact that it was just that we just talk about just the situational irony. It's like, damn, like you really you was playing your quote unquote best that you had played in a while, and then you go down like that. So I love what Jameis said though. I thought that's the most serious I've
I
ever
thought
seen.
he was a little fucking holier than thou, to be honest with you, and him and Matt both.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but I'm saying like as a if I'm in that locker room though, I love him sticking up for his teammate.
Sure,
That's what I'm saying.
sure.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
well, he's now the leader of that team, so that's good for them.
right. So I listen. I'll say this because I don't know if y'all said this last night. 'Cause I haven't watched every segment yet, but I will by tomorrow. If he what's the word? I reckon I would love to see him go full Joe Flacco and have them go on a run with him. I
No,
would
he'll
love.
throw 11 touchdowns and 11 interceptions over the course of the next 8 weeks. That's my prediction for
Which is
him.
that is and that's been his career. He's been
Yeah,
Mr. 500. So
yeah, I think
not
that's
I would love to see them go on a run with him because I think the
sure.
quotes would be phenomenal.
Nick Chubb's back, you
Yeah,
know?
so close to be great. I know they
Deshaun was the
lost.
worst thing that happened to them this year, so maybe. I'm not
Right.
counting it out.
Yeah. So exactly. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
That
But
being
either
said,
way,
the Ravens are gonna fucking dominate them.
yeah. Dominate. They've been. Derrick Henry has been everything they needed. Who knows? Things might have been different last year had he been there, but we'll get into that later on. Next, this is a lot of throw up games. And the Lions are 11-point favorites against Tennessee. So are you going
I
to go
might
to
take
Mike?
that. I might take the I might take the Lions there. I think they might smash Tennessee by 30, to be honest. Like, they've been running the score up on shitty defenses. I still hope that they trade for Max Crosby. That seems like
Mhm.
that rumor might be heating up. Sounds like they're gonna have to give a king's ransom to get him, but I don't know. I think you have to take into account that you just lost the statistically best edge rusher in the league. I think that was a big part of your success so far. Or obviously it is.
Right.
But you get Max Crosby in there and then you get Hutchinson back. Um, I mean, that's
Yeah.
just scary.
It could be what Chase and Bosa was supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and I just think, like yeah, I just think that could be scary. I think yeah, I would mortgage my future to do that. To be honest, if I'm the Lions, I think they have the
Yeah.
roster.
Agreed.
I think they lost a piece. I think it was really shitty that they lost a piece. I think they have the coolest, most interesting backfield of the last 20 years. I love the Sonic and Knuckles backfield. I've always been a big David Montgomery fan.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm liking them. You know, I know they're a division, but I'm enjoying my division being the best division of football right now, to be honest with you, other than
Yeah.
losing the week and somehow being fourth on 4-2, but whatever. We'll see how it shakes out. But I've been enjoying the Lions. You know, I've been high on them for a couple of years, as you know. I like a lot of their players. I like Amon Ra. I like Jameer Gibbs.
Mhm.
I like David Montgomery, Monty. I like what they're doing over there, to be honest. And if they've learned from their mistakes from a coaching standpoint in situational awareness, I think they have the potential to come out of the NFC and meet the
Mhm.
probably Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm betting on the Lions every week this year, except
Yeah.
when they're playing Chicago, and that's just delusion. So I'm taking the Lions.
No, it's random. Not it's random. So yeah, I'm going with Detroit as well. So cool. Next on the 1 o'clock slate. So
Loser
so
leaves terror match, Falcons
I'm
Bucks.
no. That's coming out. I was about to say Baltimore Colts,
Oh, okay.
but no.
Back in the day.
The Indianapolis Colts going to Houston. I mean, I listen. The Colts being 4-3 is incredible at this moment. Flacco has done it again. I mean, I know that Anthony Richards has come back, but for them to be 4-3 right now is wow. It's incredible. But either way, Houston should win this game. They're a better team, and they're at home, and I think I know they just signed Devin White coming over for Philly, so that's just someone that's an added higher gun to that defense. So I think they're going to be even more formidable than they were in recent weeks. So I got Houston winning that one. So what about you?
But yeah, I'm mad at the Texans right now because they coughed up that game against the Packers. If you're gonna kick the field goal, run 3 times. If you're gonna go for the touchdown, throw 3 times with your stud QB, please, for the love of fucking God. Don't let the Packers fucking beat the Bears in a bye week somehow. Please don't let that happen. So yeah, I'm not super thrilled with the Texans right now. But that being
Yeah.
said, I've been mad at the Colts since 2006, so they can get fucked. Yeah, Texans for sure. Big bounce back game for them. They're gonna need it.
No doubt. Well, that next game, this is a bounce back game, even though they won last week. Packers, Jags. You can pick. You can say that you'll pick the Jags. That's fine. I'm
It's
rocking
the
with Green.
Packers, obviously.
It's like yeah, because I'm just like yeah, I'm like Green Bay. They should be a fodder.
Yeah.
Next we got the Arizona going into Miami. I'm gonna go with Miami.
Tua back?
He's supposed to be, but
Guardian cap?
even if he's not back, I'm going with Miami over Arizona.
Interesting.
I don't trust Kyler at all. You know, like I liked him coming into the league, but he just don't do enough for me. So I'm
See his
riding
red
with.
zone efficiency numbers though, once he actually gets down there and he hasn't made a mistake. He's pretty crazy efficient in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean it's weird. I mean he had D-Hop for a little bit. His best year, obviously, we haven't brought that up, but I
Might
mean
be
that's
coming up on his best year now that he's going to fucking play for Patrick Mahomes.
yeah.
Wait, whatever.
Won't say, but like he played. They gave him all those. They gave him D-Hop. They had,
Yeah,
I
he
think
was pretty young then, though. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
he
No, I'm
improves.
saying like, they invested in him to be that guy and take them to that level. But
My thing has just always been that he's fucking tiny. Like, I don't know if I could ever really get over that for my QB because there's just
right,
so many advantages to being over
right.
6 feet tall from that position. So,
Yep. So that's the thing. It's just like you have to be you have to be Drew Brees, and he's not Drew Brees.
yeah.
And that's okay because not many were. But either way, I got Miami coming out on top.
I'll probably take the Cards in this one just because every single down I've seen the Dolphins play since Tua got hurt has been some of the worst offensive football I've ever
yeah,
seen.
yeah.
So
I mean,
it's hard.
I thoroughly enjoy seeing them get beat. Like I said,
Yeah.
someone that lived out there, and they talk very crazy about the Dolphins, and I'm just like, every bar is packed with the Dolphin shirts, and it's just like, yo, like y'all haven't won in 52 years, bro.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Y'all hold on to that undefeated, which I agree. I get it, right? At 74, whatever year it was, but I'm just like, y'all hold on to that. But I'm just like, okay, you had a top 10 quarterback in most minds for 15 years.
No, let's be clear. The best thing they ever did was feature heavily in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, and that's basically their biggest claim to fame.
Shout out to Jim Carrey. Yeah, facts.
Laces out, Dan. Laces out.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah. Well, like I said, Hard Rock will be actually filled with a lot of Cardinals jersey because they always get a lot of visiting fan bases in that stadium because everyone wants to come to Miami. So, but that's that. But yeah, either way, we'll see how that goes Sunday. But next to the game that you just talked about, Falcons, Buccaneers, who they gave us the best Thursday night game of the year. I'm actually going to go with the Falcons here. I think the Falcons beat them again.
I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, the Bucs lost their top 2 wide receivers. So
right, that's too much to overcome.
Falcons. I mean, Falcons have looked pretty good this year. They're losing to good teams, kind of close, and they're beating the teams they should beat for the most part. So
right,
I'm not ready to give up on them.
All right, and then all of a sudden, next game, last game in the 1 o'clock slate, Cincinnati, Philadelphia. Who we got there?
I like the Bengals here. I really do. I think that it would be so Bengals to see them go 4-4, but on a streak, right? Where they're all of a sudden we have to take them seriously again. The offense is looking like the offense. The defense doesn't look as badly coordinated as it did. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
First few weeks, it's starting to sort of lock in. I'm not saying they have a good defense. I'm not saying that. Everybody relax. But I still think the Eagles are weird. They can bully big teams or shitty teams, but I don't know. I think the Bengals are gonna be up for this one. I might actually put money on the Bengals if I get a little odds.
Gotcha. I'm riding with Cincinnati as well. I don't fully trust Philadelphia.
Yeah, no one does. Something weird going on.
But once again, this is what Cincinnati has done. So, we overreacted as Patriots fans because they beat them out there. This is what they do. So now they're starting to catch fire again. Chase is getting into full swing. Higgins is getting into full swing, and then Burrow's getting into full swing. So they'll have something to say about things, how it shakes up at the end, because they've had the last 5 years. So
except last year.
So yeah, except for last year, obviously. But yeah, injured. Yeah. So when healthy, they're around. So cool. Cincinnati was there. So cool. Next, we have the Saints versus Chargers. Yeah,
I like the Chargers here. I think the Saints are a bad team. I think they've quit on their coach. I think that the Chargers are just starting to get a culture together. I think Harbaugh's a good coach. I think Herbert is a little banged up this year. That's the big sort of unfortunate reality for the Chargers. So I think that we're going to continue to try and sharpen their defense, build the culture. We got to give Harbaugh a year here, but I still think they're going to win the games they should win. I don't think they're going to have double-digit wins this year, but I think it'll be a respectable season just based on how they're playing. I don't think they're so bad. Need to get a couple more weapons in for Herbert. They'll get it figured out next 2 to 3 seasons. We'll really see them, but they're still going to beat the Saints.
Right. The next, so we had Buffalo versus Seattle. This is in Seattle. I'm gonna go with Seattle here. I think Seattle finds a way to win the game. So
Interesting. I mean, which Seahawks team shows up, right? I
yeah,
think that the 4-win Seahawks, if they show up against the Bills, I think they can finally find a way to be a good team and expose the Bills like good teams have this year, Ravens. But the Bills will beat you if you suck. Like, they'll come fuck you up if you suck. And if the Seahawks show up sucky, which just like last year, honestly, I know they've had they had a coaching regime change, but they were trick or treat as fuck last year. And it looks
mhm.
like they're that same way again. Sometimes they show up and beat the Falcons like bad, and then sometimes they just show up and lay an egg. So depends on which Seahawks team shows up. If you're alive better, I would check the Seahawks out in the first 3 minutes. Just check out what they look like in the first 3 minutes. That's probably going to determine how that game is going to go. Yeah, I like the Seahawks here too. I think the Bills are going to get exposed as frauds at some point over the next few weeks, just based on how they played against really good teams. So, yeah, I like the Seahawks here too. I think that'd be a good bet.
Yeah, no, agreed. So next, so your squad going into Washington. So the floor is yours, sir.
I mean, it's a lot of context, right? So Jaden Daniels, second pick, Caleb Williams, first pick. Everyone knows all this stuff already. I hope Jaden Daniels plays. I hope he plays. I want to see the clash. I want to see what
Mhm.
everybody's got. I think we have a much better defense than they do. I think if we knew Jaden Daniels was going to play, the thing I'd be telling everybody is the quarterbacks don't play against each other. We have to sort of remember that sometimes. So can he do against the Bears defense what he could do against lesser defenses? I don't know. I think the Bears defense is a lot better than most people think. We have some injuries in the secondary, so I'm waiting to hear on that. It's not Friday yet, so I don't know the final reports on if we're going to have Brisker in there, who I think is the hardest hitting safety in the NFL. I love that guy. Getting a Brisker jersey, just designing it now, just picking out the right fabrics and everything. But I decided Brisker this year just because he hits so fucking hard, and you got to love a great, hard hitting defensive back on the Bears. I mean, I know you do, Ray. I know you shout out Daniel Manning from time to time. We've gone down these roads before. Yeah, I hope he plays. I think Gordon is also questionable, our nickel quarterback, so we'll see. All that being said, I think we have a better defense than they do. If Caleb plays like he's been playing over the last couple of weeks, I'd be a little nervous if I was the Commanders. I know their offenses look really good, but I think the Bears are good, so I'm taking the Bears. And I won't be offended if you take the Commanders. I would understand why.
No, I mean, if I knew Jaden Daniels was healthy, I think I would have rolled with Washington. But to me, you're not telling me because what's the backup? Is it Mariota? No, Mariota's the backup.
Yes, Marcus Mariota, I think. Is it?
Yeah,
Why is Marcus Mariota on my brain, if not that?
yeah. I mean, regardless, Marcus Mariota, Marcus Jordan, whoever.
It is Marcus Mariota, yes.
Okay. So, Chicago and 4. It's like I'm like, if he was healthy, I'd have felt a different way. But
Love it.
I think that what's
How you
gonna happen.
liking Caleb over the last few weeks? Didn't get to talk to you last week.
Yeah, no, I think he's been playing great. Like I said, for you guys to be sitting at
I mean,
4
you've been
and
high
2.
on him since the start, so
Yeah, exactly. So I think that he's gonna come out.
it's possible both guys are good. That would be a good thing
Yes,
for
yeah.
the NFL.
Well, it's possible that all 3 will be good. And
I agree. I agree. That would be unheard of, but crazy and true.
So
I'd
we'll
be
see how
super into it, dude. We need like another era of a bunch of good QBs. Not just one good guy.
Well, this is 20 years of the Big Ben, Rivers, and Eli
Yeah.
drafts. So every 20 years you get that going.
But they weren't the first 3 guys though, were they?
Yeah, because Eli went 1, Rivers went 4.
Oh, right, but Eli went 1, but he got
Well, I
traded.
mean, first 3 quarterbacks, I'm not in order though. Not in order. No, not in order.
But Eli then
Eli, Phil, and then we call it, and then Roethlisberger went 11th. But
I mean to see to 1 and 2 both being QBs and both guys being if they both have great careers. I mean, I don't know if that's ever happened.
no, it would have been Manning and Ryan Leaf back in the day, but no.
But Ryan Leaf.
Yeah, but Ryan Leaf was just so no. Nope. Yeah. Unfortunately, but
the game though, they flexed it to the later games, to the 4:00 games for you guys, the 1:00 games for us here on the West Coast. So I'm glad they did that. We're still up against the Chiefs, I think, for rating share, but I still think it's a lot of eyeballs of actual football fans are going to be on that game. So I'm excited to see it play out. Yeah, I really do hope Daniels plays, though. I do. I want to see the whole thing. I want to see the whole package. Yeah. This is a where are we season for the Bears. This isn't and I want to know where we're at. I want to take the whole litmus test. So let's see it.
Right. Agreed. So next we have the Panthers versus Broncos. I mean, listen, it's Denver.
Yeah,
They
it's Denver. It's
but
annoying that Denver are gonna be 5-3, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's annoying.
and that's another thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a team that gave up 70 last year, and you're
Yeah.
telling me
I mean,
that
obviously Peyton's like a good coach. Like he obviously is a good coach.
he was the
Right.
coach last year when it happened, but it's
No,
just
but he
like,
just got there. Like he
no,
you
right,
just
but
let
it's
him.
just it's like, come that but it's like, come on, like,
Yeah.
it's
Somebody hand it to them. Somebody hand it to them, please. Like it's like
like,
yeah,
please.
I'm on your I was just saying this shit on the power rank because I'm on your side because as much you were low on Bo Nix coming in, and I was like, I don't know, I want to kind of see it. And I do find him like kind of entertaining because he has no like ability to like make smart plays for his body, which is just
Mhm.
like fun to watch as a football player. But I hate watching that fucking Broncos team because you're right. Like they just are gonna get into a 10-9 with the Jets, or they're gonna get handed like a 40 piece, right? And I'm waiting for that 40 piece to happen. So I like on the power ranking show, I don't even want to talk about them. I want to cross them off, but they keep being
Keep
above 500. It's
yeah,
really pissing me
the
off.
same round, the same round, so,
Yeah, it's so annoying.
yeah,
I'm with
but
you
yes,
on that. Yeah,
either
we're
way,
both
well,
praying
yeah,
for their downfall.
but wait, we get the return of Bryce Young. Maybe he comes out hungry, who knows?
Oh, the
You
Bears
know?
have the Panthers second round pick, and it's looking mighty sweet with that announcement. It's like
No,
just
because at first I thought, like, he had, like, passed away from him the way they said it, like, dude, like
they acted like he was
I
dead.
was like "Wait, this" I said, "Y'all they're saying this really casually." I'm like, "Oh, he hurt his hand. Got it, makes sense." I mean, granted, I mean, that still sucks, but it's just like, I was like, I made it seem like he passed away and
Yeah,
was back, so,
I mean
cool.
it's
Oh, but,
depressing
I
that
mean,
way.
but for I mean, once again, I'm not no Bryce Young fan, but just he did get yeah, too small, but I do hope that he comes out like swinging on Sunday. It may not be enough, but I do hope he comes out swinging. Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be a good story. But next, this won't be such a good story. This would be they will never, ever, ever beat Kansas City. So Kansas City's gonna smack the Raiders.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. They're not even gonna
Yeah,
try.
it's awful, awful. So that's that. We ain't gotta talk about that next. Yes, that's right. By the way, I love that move. Right,
Good move.
I think
It because really you're betting on it was the fact that he was in the Titans, not that it was he had fallen off a cliff.
yeah,
So
I mean, but we talked
it's good
a few
upside.
weeks ago. That
Yeah.
is where the wide receivers' careers go
And
to die.
honestly, Kansas City is where wide receivers' careers go to get resurrected. So, like,
Pretty,
perfect.
pretty much.
Love
But
it.
honestly, even during the Trent Green era, and Chris is my boy to listen to the show. Chris, you can back me up in the comments when you hear this. During the Trent Green era, people didn't know about Eddie Kennison like that outside of Kansas City, but Eddie Kennison was a Pro Bowl caliber guy with Trent Green, and obviously everyone knew about the X Factor, aka Dante Hall. So then, their guy was Tony Gonzalez, right? Then later on, they had Dwayne Bowe, who became a Pro Bowler. So they've always found a way to get some guys that can ball out. They may not be for a long period of time, but they've done their thing. So yeah, but yeah,
It's giving me Odell Beckham to the Rams vibes.
yes, right,
That's what
yep,
it's giving.
yep,
So
absolutely,
we'll see.
absolutely.
I mean, I hope his knee doesn't explode
He's healthy.
making plays in the fucking Super Bowl, but, I mean, that was sad, but,
Yeah, fact.
he was looking like the MVP of the game, and, I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, I think he might still just have one ride in him. He might have one last ride over the corral that left in him, and if Patrick Mahomes is throwing him the ball, we'll see, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, to me, he's always been in that Larry Fitzgerald type mode for me.
You throw that long?
No, I'm talking about just his talent wise. I'm saying, like, I don't
Oh,
think
I
he'll
don't
play as long as Larry did, but
this
I
guy's
think that
that's a tough question.
I mean, listen, and once again, he won't get looked at this way because he unfortunately didn't win it. But
Yeah, but
um,
that's what I was just about to say is, like, when I
okay,
think Larry Fitzgerald, I
he's
think of him making, like, corner catches, toe tapping it in the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? It's like
right. It's just
it's
like, yeah, I
hard.
mean, listen, he's one of the best postseason performers of our generation. Talking about Larry Fitzgerald, it was
Yeah.
unreal to see him do what he did at times, and he never wavered. That's why I was like, oh, he never won. I'm like, bro, like he got there with 90 years old Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
He got to the NFC Championship game with 85 years old Carson Palmer. Like,
Yeah, and he made plays in every playoff game he ever
I
played in.
was like, I said, if you ever gave him like just a quarterback that could really play that was in their prime, I think he'd have been unreal. But that's another show for another day. But not last, but second to last Sunday night game. This would have been the marquee game in the 90s, 1995. The Cowboys going into Levi Stadium.
have been a marquee game this year. And Cowboys and the 49ers
Yeah,
was
I'm
shit
there for
bed
Phoenix,
across the
and
whole
they've
season.
been much better themselves. So I'm gonna go with San Francisco though. I'm going
Same.
with San. Yeah, so I don't think that Dallas has a way to win. I know they've sucked it home, but I don't trust them winning out there and them putting in for the
Well,
plays
San
that
Francisco are coming by their losses, honestly, right? Because
that
their whole
offense is
team's
that offense
injured.
is a joke. That offense is a joke. Talking about
Yeah.
Dallas.
No,
It's
seriously. But San Francisco are coming by these losses, honestly. Their whole team's fucking fried. Their whole team's banged up. I mean, I know they got themselves in this position, like they're an already fragile team and made a bunch of blockbuster moves for fragile guys. But they're coming by
yep,
those losses, honestly. Dallas has no fucking excuse. You know, they're just playing like ass. And the guy they give a giant fucking contract to is playing like ass. And he sucks in the red zone. He
yep,
sucks at situational football. He can't run the offense consistently. This has been true for 3 years, and they gave him a bag. So, you know, I don't know. I just there's just something to be angry about for the Cowboys on their offensive side of the ball. And then
yep.
they got a bunch of they had built a really cool defense, running really fast. Quinn had masterminded a really like speed, athletic, hard hitting defense, and then they brought in a guy that's going to run like a fucking soft zone. And it's
No,
just, you know, they deserve what they deserve what they're getting, you know, at this point. So yeah, I'm going with the 49ers on good guy, bad guy, to be
right.
honest.
Yep. No, totally get that. So yeah, that should be a good one. Regardless of that. Last
Oh, Ray, you're redeemed. Russell Wilson.
yes,
You
sir. He's
finally,
back, baby. He's
finally
back.
feel good. And he's on the Steelers doing it. Looked like a
That,
missing
hold on,
piece.
that part hurts. That part hurts. But
It was great. He looked like the last thing they needed. He looked
well,
like the
I mean,
last piece.
yeah. But like I told somebody off the air, I said, "Yo," I said, "What quarterback do you know could throw for over 3,000 yards, had 26 touchdowns, 8 picks, and we say he sucks?" Like what? Yeah, that's what happened last year. And I'm just like, what are we talking about?
There was a lot of bad situational football from him last year.
Sure, but I'm just saying, just on the surface, if anyone else, oh, then that was a decent season. So
Yeah, but you
he's
know, most people just judge fucking players based on their fantasy team. You know, they don't actually watch the
well, yeah,
games.
that's the
So I'm with
that's
you
the,
on that.
he stabilized them. He made the reads that he needed to make, and there was
He
a come.
ran Arthur Smith's offense.
Right.
I mean, I think Justin Fields, I said this on the other show, I think Justin Fields looked like a great player in an Arthur Smith offense. I think Russell Wilson looked like the guy they went and got to run the offense they had designed.
Right.
And I feel like I should have known that. And it was like, I feel
Yeah,
kind of
it's
knowing that was going to happen.
it's quiet for Fields. It's quiet. It's not going to be he unless
I was
Russell.
cheering for him, man, for obvious
No,
reasons.
I mean we all were, but after what happened last week against the Jets, I was like, yeah, they not he not.
It
Seeing
was
the
kind
field.
of a ballsy move by Tomlin, though, don't you think? Like, it was kind of high
I
risk,
think
high
it's
reward.
all along though. I think
Yeah.
that was for all along. I think he was
Yeah.
saying, you know
It
what?
seems like that's the case.
Yeah,
Because like Smith was like, can we put the guy in that I like design the offense around? Like, I
right.
think that's kind of what happened.
You know what I'm saying? So I think they were inclined to make sure that Fields got a shot, and that's why they made sure they
Yeah.
signed him or traded for him the offseason. But
He handled it well, to be honest.
for sure, I think, but I also think that was also talked about behind the scenes.
Yes. He looked prepared. Yeah.
Because guess what? That's what real coaches do. But
Yeah. Tomlin is
whatever.
a real fucking coach. You
It
see
was
him, you
like-
see him give Aaron Rodgers that, like, you try to get me on that 12 man, and like he had already called the timeout. It's like, I mean, I know Tomlin looks 26 still, and I know we all remember him as like the youngest coach to ever take over or whatever, but he's a veteran. He's never had a losing season, and the man is dangerous when he has the right team. He just is.
Yep.
And my favorite thing about Mike Tomlin, and I know you're not a huge fan of the Steelers, but I think you could be.
No, I'm a fan of my Tom as a coach though.
Yeah,
Just not
yeah,
like
of
that.
course you are, right? Because he's a good fucking coach. And I
Right.
think what I like the most about him is he is so unafraid to bring really great established football minds into his staff and still be the boss. You know,